There's something intriguing about the way women connect emotionally. They're intuitive, deeply emotional, and incredibly perceptive. They pick up on your voice, energy, and even your absence. But here's the thing. Sometimes it seems like the more you try to get their attention, the less they seem to notice you. It can be frustrating to feel like all your hard work is going unnoticed. In reality, women don't miss you until they discover something about your absence, focus, or limits that surprises them and changes the dynamic. Let's explore why this occurs and how understanding this can permanently alter her perception of you. First, the changes they make to her daily life are significant. Routines are essential for her growth. The disruption of her daily life. Our daily routines give us a sense of stability and normalcy. When someone important leaves those rhythms, it shakes up the flow of daily life, leaving an undeniable void. We can deeply feel this disruption, particularly when it's someone whose presence provided warmth and connection. For example, she starts her day expecting a simple "good morning" text from you, a small gesture that has quietly become a comforting ritual. Today, her phone is silent. Or imagine walking into an empty house after a long day, missing the sound of your voice or the laughter you shared over dinner. These seemingly small moments can make your absence seem much bigger, sending waves of longing and nostalgia through her day. From a Stoic point of view, these disruptions show us how temporary and interconnected life's moments are. We intricately integrate others into our daily routines, and their absence can disturb our emotional equilibrium. If you want her to miss you, focus on how wonderful you are when you're with her. This isn't about manipulating her. It's about being someone whose presence is valued so much that their absence is felt deeply. Make meaningful connections through real conversations, shared laughter, and thoughtful gestures. Be someone who brightens her day and someone she eagerly anticipates seeing or hearing from. For example, instead of sending a simple "good night" message, write something meaningful about your day or a memory that you both treasure. When you're together, do things that you both enjoy, like cooking a meal, walking in the park, or binge-watching your favorite show. These activities don't just pass the time, they become a part of her life's rhythm, something she subconsciously bases her days on. When you're not there, the habits you made together become stark reminders of what's missing. For example, watching your favorite show every Thursday night now feels like an incomplete tradition. It's when things don't go as planned, like when you're not around for coffee in the morning, that she starts to realize how much you changed her life. The Stoic principle here is timeless. Bring your best self to every interaction by being a source of positivity, support, and joy. You leave a lasting impression without making her miss you. Your presence and impact do that. It's straightforward to get to number 2 on the list, the echo of nothingness. Loneliness is a feeling that affects everyone, and often makes us think of times when we were close to someone and felt understood. For a woman, the pain of solitude can be very deep, especially when she remembers the few times when someone truly understood her. When she is alone with her thoughts, her mind naturally goes to the times when she felt valued and cared for, creating a strong longing for what once was. In Stoic philosophy, loneliness is not an enemy, but a teacher. It reminds us of the importance of our relationships and the depth of our experiences. For her, loneliness might hit in the quiet stillness of her home during a busy day when nothing feels right, or even in a room full of people who don't truly understand her. Instead of just being there, focus on connecting deeply. As Stoicism teaches, true presence is not about how often you are there, but how deeply you connect when you are. If you paid attention, listened without judgment, and shared moments of raw vulnerability, those experiences will come back to her in quiet times. She'll remember the laughs you shared. She will recall the reassuring quietness of simply being in each other's presence, as well as the uncommon sensation of receiving complete recognition and appreciation. Recall the evenings when you shared dreams beneath the stars, or the moments when you provided a secure space for her to express her emotions without worrying about criticism. These aren't merely fleeting memories. They serve as anchors in her mind, demonstrating the essence of genuine support and understanding. These memories flood back when she's alone, and the absence of that connection deeply hurts her. Stoicism also shows that everything changes, and it encourages us to accept that things change quickly. By living this truth, you let her feel her emotions, without holding on to the past. But the memories you've made with her will stay with her, leaving a hole that only you can fill in her loneliness. She might even start to romanticize your time together, remembering how happy and good you made her while ignoring the less than perfect times. This isn't about manipulating her. It's about being the kind of person whose honesty and emotional presence leave a lasting impression. By concentrating on significant moments rather than constantly seeking attention, you leave her with a lasting legacy. She misses you not because you've left, but because you've left an indelible mark. When she feels the sting of emptiness, it will be the depth of your shared experiences that will make her long for your presence, sparking a desire for the one way you made her feel seen, understood, and deeply loved. Worth it. What do you think about the power of a deep link and how it shapes someone's memories of you? Have you ever felt someone's absence more because of your closeness? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave your thoughts in the comments, or if this speaks to you, just type "meaningful moments matter," and let's talk about the effects of real relationships. Number 3, she feels unnoticed. Life moves quickly, and we often take for granted the small but important ways that others make us feel valued. Only after that recognition disappears does its importance become clear. When a woman starts to feel overlooked, she longs for the person who used to make her feel truly seen and appreciated. This feeling of being overlooked might creep in when she achieves something and finds no one cheering for her like you used to, or when she's having a bad day and realizes how much she misses your uncanny ability to understand her. This shows how important it is to be mindful in interactions. Stoics stressed being fully present in the here and now, knowing that the times we spend with others are short and valuable. Your presence wasn't just physical, it was also mental and emotional. It was a rare kind of focus in a world full of distractions. It's amusing how your absence can make this presence more valuable. When she thinks about how you used to notice the little things about her, her moods, her victories and her struggles, she can't help but feel the lack of that attention. It's not about playing games or purposely hurting her. It's about understanding the power of genuine engagement and its rarity. The Stoics advise us to cherish the present moment and let go of the past. She starts to understand how much she appreciated your attention when she realizes that not everyone does it. Even if she didn't fully realize it at the time, your absence gives her a chance to think about what life is like without the support and connection you used to give her. Imagine this. After a long, exhausting day, she comes home feeling tired. In the past, you would have noticed her tiredness right away by the way her shoulders sagged or the hush in her voice, and you would have given her exactly what she needed, whether it was a comforting word or a hug. Accept a listening ear or a quiet evening with her. Now that she must manage her emotions independently, she begins to miss the ease with which you understood her needs in a world where genuine attention is becoming increasingly scarce. It's deeply impactful to remember someone who truly saw her for who she is. This shows how extraordinary it is to live by the Stoic principle of being irreplaceable through genuine attentiveness and presence. When you're not present, your absence resonates more powerfully than words, serving as a constant reminder of the profound connection you once shared. She misses you so much because of your thoughtful absence and the weight of your past presence. This is purpose number 4. She holds others to the standard you set in relationships. It's natural to compare one person to another, especially when it comes to personal connections. Stoicism encourages us to observe this tendency without allowing it to dominate our thoughts. Nuance of your presence lingers when she interacts with other men, whether socially or romantically. She might unconsciously measure them against the standard you've established. This isn't just a fleeting thought, it's a sign of the significant impact you had on her life. Stoicism encourages us to contemplate these comparisons and comprehend their profound significance for her, meaning for her. Noticing how others don't quite measure up to your qualities brings your uniqueness into sharper focus. Whether it's your sense of humor, your attentiveness, or even the quirks that once annoyed her but now feel endearing, these comparisons serve as a reminder of the special connection you shared. This isn't about inflating your ego or diminishing the value of others. Instead, it highlights the distinct combination of attributes you brought into her life. Stoicism teaches that each individual has their own virtues, and while someone new might excel in certain areas, they can't replicate the experience of being with you. Picture this. She's out with someone new, engaging in conversation. Perhaps they share a common interest, but then a thought crosses her mind. He's nice, but he doesn't get my humor the way you did. Or he's ambitious, but he doesn't make me feel heard the way you did. These moments demonstrate how your presence continues to resonate in her mind, fostering a subtle longing for her time with you. So how can you embody this understanding to make her miss you? The answer lies in staying true to yourself, living a life rooted in your values, and letting your unique traits shine. There's no need to seek validation or try to prove your worth. When you act with honesty and confidence, you naturally leave a mark that others will compare you to. Stoics embody independence. Detachment doesn't mean not caring about what she thinks or does. It means not being emotionally dependent on her approval or actions. When you project self-sufficiency and inner stability, you create an irresistible aura of strength. This dynamic often makes her think about the security and balance you brought into her life. When she judges others by the standard you set, it's a sign of the unique connection you made with her by following Stoic principles. Being honest, self-control, and knowing yourself. You craft an experience so potent that your absence is palpable. The goal isn't to trick her into missing you, but to live in a way that your value shines through naturally, making her realize how much she missed you. If this message speaks to you, please show your support by liking this video and leaving a comment with the phrase, "They feel the absence of my presence." Your participation helps get these timeless Stoic insights to people who can use them. Let us keep looking around together. Number 5. Seeing people beaming. Seeing delighted couples together. Seeing couples who are delighted. When she sees couples laughing, telling stories, or just walking hand in hand, it can make her feel things she didn't expect, especially if she feels like she doesn't have a close connection with anyone. From a Stoic point of view, these moments aren't just coincidences. They're reminders of what she used to value. Imagine her at a cozy coffee shop, sipping her coffee, while a couple nearby laughs out loud over an inside joke. That couple's laughter could take her back to the fun times you had together, when every conversation felt natural. Or maybe she sees a couple walking through a park, their hands intertwined, a sign of closeness and ease. This sight could make her long for the times she felt safe and content with you by her side, making her yearn for that connection again. These moments often come as a surprise and hit her hard, forcing her to face the void. Left Behind Stoicism teaches us to see these times as chances for both you and her to think about what you miss. While she reflects on what she misses, consider how you can grow and become stronger to truly make her miss you. Adopt the traits of a Stoic self-assuredness, balance in emotions and independence. Don't chase her or constantly tell her that you're there for her. Instead, demonstrate your happiness through the way you live your life. Pursue your passions with vigor, maintain composure during challenging times, and take care of yourself first. Your quiet confidence can serve as a powerful reminder of how stable and valuable you were in her life. It's also important to remember the memories you shared without letting them get in the way of your present. You are a Stoic if you know that life is always changing and choose to focus on what you can control. When you live in peace and happiness, you not only improve your own life, but you also create a magnetic pull that makes her see the qualities she wants in you and once admired. Those glimpses of joyful couples can become powerful reminders for her of the special bond you shared. By staying committed to your own growth and living with intention, you create an aura of intrigue and admiration. This calm strength can make her realize how much she's missing out on, leaving her to wonder why she lets someone so valuable slip away. She is going through emotional upheaval. When life takes an unexpected turn, people naturally look for comfort and stability, often turning to people who have given them emotional strength in the past. For a woman going through challenging times, your absence can be very noticeable, and she may find herself remembering how you stood by her side and offered comfort without judging her. Sharing insights that helped her see things more clearly, or just being there for her when she was having a difficult time, can leave a deep void when you're not there. She may miss you a lot. From a Stoic point of view, we can't change the problems life throws at us or how other people feel about us, but we can shape the legacy we leave through our actions and character. The Stoics tell us to focus on being a source of stability in an unstable world during your time together. If you were always someone she could count on for understanding and reassurance, those traits will stick with her when she's upset. Your ability to provide peace in chaos, not by solving her problems but by being there for her, creates an emotional imprint that is hard to forget. Think about the times you made her laugh through her tears, or your calm words helped her understand what was going on. Those seemingly small acts of support and understanding mean a lot to her. Treasures in your absence. The Stoics stress the importance of developing virtues not only for personal growth, but also to have a positive effect on those around us. By showing patience, empathy, and resilience, you leave a lasting impression of someone who brought light into her darkest moments. How does this make her miss you? It has to do with leaving an emotional legacy. Be someone who listens with genuine interest, gives advice that feels both useful and thoughtful, and creates a calm atmosphere wherever you go. If you work on these traits, you not only become someone she admires, but also someone she subconsciously connects with safety and emotional stability. When she's having a difficult time without you, the lack of your grounding presence will feel even more significant. When people are going through challenging times, they tend to think about the people who made their lives easier. This makes them respect and long for those people. The emotional refuge you offered serves as a stark contrast. The emptiness left behind made her yearn for the connection and understanding you brought into her life. By embracing this wisdom, you can see how the virtues of patience, empathy, and steadiness make a profound impact. These traits elevate your role in her life, ensuring that your presence becomes something she deeply values and misses when you're no longer there. It's through these moments of emotional clarity that she realizes how much she cherishes the way you made her feel, a realization that speaks to the enduring power of your character and the timeless lessons of Stoicism. If you've made it this far, you're already exploring how Stoicism and emotional presence can create a lasting impact on relationships. Now let's keep the conversation going. Share your thoughts in the comments on what resonated with you most about this idea of leaving an emotional legacy, or if you'd rather just type "emotional steadiness is a powerful tool to communicate your presence" and share your insights. Get someone else excited. Number 7. Reading along. She deals with social. There are social events she has to go to without you. When she goes to social events without you, the difference between the times they spent together and now is impossible to avoid. Now I feel like a puzzle piece is missing from the times we laughed together, felt safe with you there, and had great times because of you. Often, these events serve as a somber reminder of how much your presence, now absent, once improved her life. When she attends a party or casual dinner where you used to be, the void you leave behind deepens. It's not just about having company, it's about what made you stand out. Maybe you brought humor and energy that made the mood lighter, or maybe you were a steadying presence that made her feel safe in a sea of unfamiliar faces. During these moments, she is likely to reflect on how your presence made those events more enjoyable. For instance, recall how your quick wit and attentive attention to her needs could make even mundane social obligations enjoyable. You may have been her quiet supporter, giving her confidence in places where she felt out of place. The sudden absence of those qualities makes the space you occupied even more apparent. Stoics teach us to value deep relationships and be aware of how rare they are. She misses not just the company, but also the knowledge and safety you provided. These realizations often dawn on her when she encounters situations that you once made simpler or more enjoyable. How can you deal with this in a way that is in line with Stoic principles? Focus on improving yourself and keeping a calm, confident attitude. Stoicism stresses the importance of taking charge of what you can control, including your actions, your thoughts, and your character. By doing this, you can make her feel even more lost without directly asking for her attention. You can also subtly remind her of the special energy you bring to social situations. A picture of you having a lively event or a casual mention of a fun activity might make her think of the times you spent together. What's important is that you are real. Your goal isn't to manipulate her, it's to let her naturally rediscover the value of your presence. To do this, you need to embody the calm confidence and growth that Stoicism promotes and become someone she can't miss. It's about demonstrating through your actions that you're thriving while maintaining an inner peace that resonates deeply. This approach shows her your value and boosts your strength and self-respect. Number 8. When she discovers your accomplishments, there's something profound about it. It's not just about making her feel jealous or sad. It's a reminder of the history you two shared and the dreams you built together. From a Stoic point of view, our progress is a reflection of our personal journey. While your success may not be comparable to others, it could inevitably remind her of the moments when your lives intertwined and she shared in your aspirations and triumphs. Imagine that you've recently reached a big goal, like a promotion, a personal milestone, or even a new and exciting chapter in your life. When she hears about it, she may remember when you told her about your dreams and she celebrated with you. Realizing that she's no longer a part of these milestones can make her feel a strong sense of longing and nostalgia. Stoicism tells us to focus on what we can change: our actions, our progress, and our thoughts. You can't change how she feels about your accomplishments, but you can change how you talk about your trip. If you want her to think about what she's missing, focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Let your growth show in both your accomplishments and your character, strength and knowledge. Sharing your successes naturally, like on social media or with people you know, is a subtle way to show how far you've come. The key is to avoid coming off as boastful. Instead, let it be a sign of your ongoing growth as you live by self-improvement and resilience ideals. Based on Stoicism, you not only show your journey, but also show a life with meaning and growth. This quiet confidence can leave a lasting impression, making her think about what she left behind. The Stoic idea of amor fati, or accepting one's fate, tells us to see every experience as an important part of our path. By celebrating your WS and moving forward without waiting for her approval, you live by this principle. When you look at your success from afar, it can remind you of the bond you once had, the goals you talked about, and the joyful times that are now out of reach for her. As you move forward in life, your growth shows how strong you are and what you value. Realizing that you are growing and changing without her can make her feel your absence even more. It's not about controlling her feelings. It's about staying on your path, letting your progress speak for itself, and letting her come to her own conclusions. In this way, your journey can quietly remind her of what she's missing, making her feel your absence even more acutely. Number 9. Seeing where she went wrong. Imagine a quiet moment when she begins to reflect on what went wrong and how things could have been different, reviewing your exchanges in her mind. In this space of reflection, she may begin to recognize her own mistakes. When she realizes that the things she did, the chances she missed, or the words she didn't say made the gap between you grow, she often feels a deep longing. Being self-aware and responsible are very important. The philosophy tells us to think about our part in life's events, accept responsibility for our choices, and grow from them. When she starts to see how her choices led to your breakup, it can make her value what you brought to her life even more. It's not about assigning blame, rather, it's about learning from the past and gaining clarity on what's truly important. So how can you foster this mindset in her? First, show patient patience by resisting the urge to point out her mistakes or force her to see how valuable you are. Realizations come from within, and she needs to be able to come to those conclusions on her own. If you've stepped back to give her room, keep working on your own growth and becoming the best version of yourself. Strong, calm, and determined, when she sees that you're doing well, it sends a strong message. Instead of waiting for her approval, you're living your values. Being so sure of herself can make her think about things she might have taken for granted. Stoicism tells us that we can only control ourselves and not other people. To do this, we must stay calm and true to our values. You show her the strength and balance that define you. Your absence will deeply impact her, not because you're trying to make her miss you, but because you've demonstrated the value of a stable and growing man. As she starts to understand her part in what happened, she may start to feel a pull toward you. It's not about manipulating her, it's about making her admire the person you've become. This leaves a lasting impact on ERS, holding her close and making her miss you more than ever. Number 10 evokes an unexpected sense of nostalgia. Set off by unexpected generosity. When a woman sees thoughtful actions from others, it often makes her remember the special ways you made her feel loved. This isn't just ordinary kindness. It's about the deeply personal and meaningful acts that defined your relationship. Whether it's a co-worker lending a hand, a friend showing support, or even a stranger doing a simple good deed, these moments can remind her of the unique ways you once cared for her. Let's look at this with serious eyes. Stoicism tells us to think about the beneficial things we do and how they make us feel. When she begins to miss you due to the kindness she observes in others, we understand that we cannot directly influence her feelings or actions. Because of how deeply your actions touched her, she longs for you. This desire isn't something you can fake. It comes from doing real things in the past. Remember the ways you made her feel special. You knew just when to surprise her with her favorite snack after a long day, or you supported her dreams in quiet but important ways. These weren't empty gestures. They showed that you cared and were paying attention. Stoic virtues like wisdom and justice are important parts of living. For example, you might have remembered the smallest details about her preferences or anticipated her needs without her having to ask. Those are the moments that will stick out in her mind. For example, if a friend compliments her or does something thoughtful like holding the door for her or bringing her flowers on a whim, she may appreciate it. But it could remind her of how you made her feel special, not through big gestures, but through consistent, intentional care that showed how much you valued her. Stoicism teaches us that our job is not to change or manipulate other people's feelings, but to focus on our own growth and actions. Demonstrating patience, kindness, and self-awareness inevitably leaves a lasting impression, even after your departure. It's about being the kind of person who leaves an irreplaceable mark. People come and go, and feelings change over time. The Stoics also convey this through the sincerity of your character and the depth of your connection. She will remember the details of your absence, which are irreplaceable. She will remember your thoughtfulness and ability to see her for who she truly is. These are traits that others can't easily copy, no matter how kind or thoughtful they are. Instead of trying to make her want you, try to understand what she wants. You should be honest and your best, according to Stoicism. When your actions are based on genuine care and led by virtues like wisdom and temperance, they leave a lasting impression. Instead of making someone miss you, be someone they'll miss. In the end, the small but strong void she feels when others are kind shows how close you were to her. Your consistent and genuine acts of care have left a deep void in her heart that is difficult to fill. These moments are in line with Stoic wisdom. When we act with purpose and intention, the effects of our actions go beyond time and presence, making our absence felt in the most meaningful ways, as we've talked about today. There are many levels of emotional connections, and often it's the quiet absence that speaks the loudest. Whether it's through shared routines, attentiveness, or the simple effect of your presence, the way you show up in someone's life leaves a mark that lasts long after the moment is over. By practicing Stoicism, mindfulness, patience, and authenticity, you leave a legacy that others can't ignore. Remember that it's not about making someone miss you. It's about being the kind of person whose absence leaves a deep void because of the value you bring. Use this as a chance to think about how you show up in your relationships. Are you truly present? Are your actions deliberate? Most importantly, are you making connections based on mutual respect and understanding? The Stoics tell us to focus on what we can control: our growth, our virtues, and our ability to live honestly. These are the things that make us unforgettable. If this video spoke to you, please give it a thumbs up. With your help, these ideas can reach more people who might need them. Please let me know what you think. Please leave a comment below describing which lesson stood out to you or how you plan to apply Stoic advice in your relationships. Also, check out the suggested videos on the screen right now. They have more tips and wise words that can help you make stronger connections and grow as a person. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.